Dude, how you doing?
Doing good. First day of the NCAA tournament, and I'm sucking.
I was gonna say, you're doing pretty well today.
No, I was last. Now I'm second to last. So
Hey, as long as you're not last, right?
yeah, maybe. The day is young.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to another podcast of ours. Thank you for being there with us. Got a couple articles to talk about. Different brokerages teaming up with different portals and what that means for you. I'm going to be talking about the ultimate FSBO that just happened. I think it was in Florida.
Yes, it was. It was.
And what you could do about it, you know? It could help you out at the same time. And Jay Powell. What they were doing. Oh, and also the passing of the Senate bill over there in the House. Which one was this? So it was the
investors.
It was a whole package that was all together.
Right.
Senate pushed forward major housing bill with institutional investor ban, and we got a definition kind of that we're going to be talking about.
we do kind of.
Anyone in particular want to start off with, Stan?
No, not really. I mean, let's talk about the portals. First of all, what is a portal?
Zillow, Redfin, Homes.com. It's wherever. Well, we should have created a long time ago a national MLS for people to go look at. For houses.
Matthew means we should have.
Yeah,
the two of us.
Yeah, exactly.
We wouldn't be doing this podcast right now.
Maybe we would have, but there's different topics. You know. But pretty much EXP. Well, first Zillow launched a partnership with Remax, Keller Williams, Home Service of America. So they all partnered with Zillow to upload their coming soon listings and their pre-marketing houses.
Yeah, stuff that's not quite on the market yet, but you get a preview of it. An early preview is what they're touting it as.
And that was 2 days ago. And then the day after that, EXP announced that they're going to be partnering with Realtor.com, Homes.com, and Google. And so what does this all mean for the consumer, Stan?
It means, if you read the articles, it means more transparency. In my viewpoint, it means, what the hell's going on?
Are we going back in time?
We are going back in time.
Going back to brokerages having their own book and every consumer having to go to different brokerages. What do you guys have?
Yeah, what do you have? What do you have for sale? What do you have for sale? What do you have for sale? Yeah, I think that's really what, at the end of the day, is kind of happened. But just to let you know, who was suing who? Compass was suing Zillow, right?
That was dismissed because of their partnership, because the whole point of that lawsuit was Zillow not allowing them to pre-market their coming soons.
Right.
And so since Zillow partnered up with Keller Williams and Remax, they had to drop it because they changed their policies.
Yes.
So that was dismissed.
Yeah. So just wanted to throw that out there so we're at least up to date with stuff. But yes, you are right. I don't even know what to really think of all this, to be honest with you. You know, really at the end of the day, the focus should be on the sellers and the buyers. And all these companies are trying to get a leg up on each other to make it look like they're the best source for buyers and sellers, so they can try to attract buyers and sellers to resell the buyers and sellers to agents.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is this to attract buyers and sellers, or is this to attract agents that our brokerage has this and other brokerages don't have this?
That's exactly what it's there for. So I just smell another lawsuit coming. That's what I smell, and I probably shouldn't even say it out loud. There's some attorney, of the 3 people watching our podcast going, hey, that's a good idea. I had to sue those guys.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
But man, this is just making it a whole much more complicated. I totally understand what Compass originally tried doing, but then you have everyone else, obviously they want to stay in the game.
Right.
And try to be competitive and whatnot. Now it's just getting out of hand, and should get rid of all the portals.
Yeah. You're right. And it's funny because I think I saw a quote from Gary Keller. I used to be KW. Yeah. And Gary was completely against all these different portals and this and that. And he was smart. He was pushing for one universal portal for everybody. And I just don't know why it never happened. this happened instead. It's like, what the hell?
So next we got our ChatGPT famous seller who used strictly ChatGPT to sell his house. And what ended up happening, he used it for the research, for the marketing, for the contracts. He had a lawyer look over the contracts, make sure that they were valid. Still went through a person for that. But for everything from building and prep plan, value boost updates, written listing and marketing material, creating open house material, understanding how to list on the MLS, coordinating showings, and helping generate the purchase contract. He did all that strictly through ChatGPT.
Holy smokes.
And what ended up happening, within 72 hours, he received 5 offers and the house was under contract.
I can't even use ChatGPT to do my damn bracket. What in the hell? You know, it's kind of a cool story. I mean, if you look at it from like a tech perspective, right? But really, realistically, I'd like to say, and I know I'm biased, a seasoned or well-trained realtor could have done all of those things. Now I understand that he wanted to do all that to quote, save a commission or whatever. You said it earlier, I would love to see a comparison if we took the same exact house, circumstances, everything area, and had a realtor go through the process and compare it to ChatGPT and see what the outcome would have been.
100%.
That would have been a lot more cooler experiment. We ought to do it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe team up with a builder or something and give it a shot and see what happens.
Agreed. And I think at the end of the day, you have FSBO selling houses all the time by themselves.
Yep.
Don't need a realtor necessarily. If you know what you're doing, you have a guide and you're comfortable doing it, do it. Go ahead. That's what I recommend.
And if a buyer is comfortable,
Yeah.
you know, with any disclosures that might be missed.
Which that did not specify if a buyer's agent came through or not and helped out in any way.
That's right.
But it did not say that. But
well, they used ChatGPT to find the house, and the only house that showed up was his house.
Absolutely,
that was the only portal.
And so, hey, all the power to him. That's awesome. People who sell them by themselves. I mean, you don't necessarily need a realtor. You know, you can do it himself. People do it all the time by themselves. So good on him.
Yeah.
And it just shows us, I think, from a lot recent conversations that we've been having, is I feel like the same outcome could have been fulfilled with a real estate professional if they were listened to.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, we get houses sold fast, just as fast, and with multiples every time something's priced right. Every single time, 100%.
Priced right, marketed right, all above, and we still get the same. We still get the same outcome. That sometimes, you know, we don't see eye to eye with our clients on what prices, and we try to help them out as best as we can. You know,
right? We do.
So,
and sometimes we just take one for the team and list it high, and in hopes that maybe that uneducated buyer comes along and buys it and fulfills those dreams of that seller. But at the end of the day, it still has to appraise. And if it gets lost in the shuffle, it's just going to sit.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, I mean, good on that guy. It's an experiment, right? I mean, technology is the way it is. So
absolutely.
That's what we're running into. So
on great news, the Senate passed a major housing bill with institutional investor ban. So this bill, shockingly, was passed 90-8, which the Senate doesn't agree on nothing. On nothing. And they were able to pass it. Well, 10 people didn't agree. But this legislation is now titled the 21st Century Road to Housing Act. It combined 2 different proposals that were on the table into one, where Trump was trying to make it easier to qualify for a property, for a loan, if that's the way you were going. It was also making it easier. Where was I going with that? Making it easier to be able to qualify for a home, and also keeps the values of sellers' properties high at the same time. So it increases housing supply and makes it easier to buy. And so what our definition that came out for an institutional investor is, under the proposal, investors who directly or indirectly own 350 or more houses would no longer be allowed to purchase additional single-family properties.
Wow, 350.
Magic number, I guess,
Yeah, it is.
for one LLC, and then
Yeah.
maybe you get another one.
349 and my other LLC, and 349 and my other LLC, and
So the question is, how is this going to be enforced?
yes, exactly.
Whose job is it going to go be to see who owns what and what they own and what's in this LLC, and make sure this person doesn't own this LLC as well?
I don't know.
Mhm.
That's the $1 million question, because honestly, that's gonna be super hard to police. Yeah, I mean, super. And what's to stop like my wife from having an LLC and me from having it? Not that we're institutional investors, but just looking at the big picture of things like that. The rich guys like BlackRock and stuff that do this for a living, they're probably laughing about it.
They have a team of people to find these loopholes and go around them, and
they do
still make it happen.
Yep, they do.
And so
they're probably just laughing their butts off at this.
They probably got a copy of it, and they got their team working on loopholes and whatnot.
Yep, totally. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to police it.
But if they do, if they are able to police it somehow, this legislation gives large institute investors time to unwind some of their holdings, i.e. that they have 7 years to dispose of certain properties that exceed the 350
threshold.
Yeah, threshold, the house threshold. And then, which is cool as well, is the tenants of the property have the first right of refusal to purchase a property as well.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, which is awesome. Like, hey, you lived there for so long.
Right.
But it says also investors who ignore the restrictions could face civil fines for up to $1 million or 3 times the purchase price of the property, whichever is greater. We just got to enforce it somehow, though.
Right. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the main thing.
So there's a new job being created.
Which this one briefly talks about as well, that there's already loopholes for private equity and other Wall Street landlords in this. So people have already looked at it. People already found a couple, like houses that were too dilapidated and then they were repaired strictly to be rented, was one of the loopholes that I read. Like,
that's interesting.
And so if that's one of them, I'm sure that there's many more that people could get through and still get over that 350.
Yeah, and then just going off of what you just said about that, define dilapidated.
Yeah.
Like too dilapidated. What does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, one of the toilets don't work.
Major,
I mean, you just don't know.
You don't.
It's all up for definitions. So
that's why it all has to be defined.
Yep.
It has to be enforced somehow.
That's an interesting one. We'll see how that one plays out over the next few years, because I'm anxious to see that. I don't know if you ever worked with an institutional investor?
I have not. No.
Me neither. So
no.
If anybody has, chime in.
They don't want to show themselves.
No, I just want to know what their experience is like, working with something like that. So I've worked with developers that specifically, and builders that have specifically bought land to build apartment complexes and stuff like that. Apparently that's not considered institutional investors, because you're building an apartment complex, I guess.
Yeah.
I think.
More houses just strictly for rentals as well. I mean, it gives people housing at the end of the day.
Right.
So loopholes. We love loopholes. Loopholes are the best.
Yeah.
We love our loopholes. They're great. They're the best I've ever seen. Anyways, girl Jay Powell.
Oh man.
He did nothing. The end.
The end.
The end. He saw there was a rate meeting or a Fed meeting yesterday, and he just kept it steady. Pretty much there's unforeseen circumstances which I'm assuming is the Iran war and gas prices going up and everything else going up like that. And so they decided to hold firm on their interest rates.
Yeah. So I do think it does have to do largely with the Iran war, the uncertainty of gas prices, the uncertainty of everything associated with shipping and all that. And honestly, I think he may have done Trump a favor by not messing with him, because if he would have lowered rates and we would have had this uptick in the market, potentially more bidding wars, there would have been more complaining going on. And I am pro-Trump. I'm just throw it out there. So that's why that's the angle I'm looking at. He doesn't need any more things on his shoulders right now. He's got this war to deal with. and hopefully it does end soon, because I don't even know if I'm 100% on board with this war.
Yeah.
But I also don't want Iran to have nuclear warheads.
Yeah.
So, and ballistic missiles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that it does stem from all of the uncertainty that's going on. I mean, our gas prices are freaking just redonkulous right now. Like, seriously.
Could be worse. We could be buying in Washington.
Yeah, that's 100% right. Yep.
But we saw an interesting angle, because even like you're saying, if they did cut rates again, then that uptake in the market, we still don't have enough inventory for people who are looking to buy, even at today's rate. So it's going to, that's been my thought, is if rates come down again, is we're just going to have a repeat of COVID of 2021,
Yep.
of multiple offers, people getting priced out, people giving up their firstborn to buy a house, right?
We're kind of seeing flashes of that now, especially in that 450 to 550 price point. Those houses aren't sitting. I mean, it's maybe a couple of weeks for most of them, and I wrote one last week, and there was 4 offers on it. The house was listed for 440.
Yeah.
In Post Falls, and it was multiple offers.
Yeah.
First day.
Priced correctly, marketed correctly. They have to see the value in the property for the price that they're paying.
Yep. Yeah, we thought we were in like Flynn, because it said on the listing, no showings past 6. We were there at 5:30.
Yeah.
We were leaving. Somebody else was showing up. I'm like, well, apparently the 6 o'clock rule wasn't happening. So
not that much interest. If you get on the first day, if you get 10 showings, I mean, you got to tell your clients, hey, we got a lot of interest.
Yep.
You got to let them go. And so it's a perfect example. We're still seeing that in our market. When it's priced correctly, when it's marketed correctly, still multiple offers.
Yes. And we don't need that to go, like you keep referring to, the COVID days, because it was a mess.
It was.
So I don't think that's good for any of the consumers out there. So
even if a seller were to sell their house, they still have to buy something else, unless they have a couple properties already. Then those are the only ones getting away like hotcakes.
Kind of. Yeah, the ones that don't have to buy.
Yeah, the ones that don't have to buy.
Exactly. I don't know where they're going.
Yeah,
but Pine Box. I don't.
Maybe, but it's not a healthy market for have those multiple offers, appraisals, or the values going through the roof again, and that's just not a healthy market for us to be in.
So any of you buyers on the fence out there, or even sellers, really, this is probably our best balanced market that I've seen in a long time. So it's a great time to sell, and it's definitely a great time to buy, without having to typically get in a bidding war. So you should really think about it if you're on the fence.
Well, tell them your prediction of what you think is going to be happening next 18 months or so.
I think the next, honestly, probably not even 18, probably a year max, we will be back to that bidding war situation. And I'm seeing it very much so in that 450 to 550 price range. Yeah. So that was the telltale sign last time.
Was it?
It was. And then boom, everything took off. Once that market got fired up, because that allows the person that bought a house, for say 400, and they're going to sell it for 550, 600. Mm-hmm. It gives them a large down to really jump into that next home. Yeah. And to tackle some bills if they have them out there, or maybe improve their lifestyle, maybe, help a kid out that's going to school or college or whatever. So it does a lot of things. A couple $100 extra grand is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's not.
So things will get nuts so fast. And because we do have a tighter inventory, it's going to force those prices up. Yeah. Just like you keep saying. So buyer beware.
And that's if nothing else crazy happens right in the world that you're thinking of, no other World War III or anything like that.
No,
God forbid.
No, God forbid that. I'm not even hoping for that.
Yeah. But if nothing crazy like that happens, that's what you're expecting to happen next 12 months or so?
I am. Yep.
Heard it from the man himself.
Right. If I'm wrong, I'll get out of real estate.
30 years in the business,
almost. Feels like 300.
Anything else you want to leave our audience with?
No, appreciate you guys tuning in, and got any questions? Post them in the comments. We'll get back with you.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye-bye.